Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another Burlingame. It's a small-town podcast sponsored by the Burlingame Historical Society. This is Mark Lucchese, also known as Mark at the Mic, and my guest today, Alex Resnik, has been a resident of Burlingame since 1999. Born and raised in Buenos Aires, Alex brings a Latin flair and passion to everything he touches. His drive and unique style have defined his career, bringing him from a 28-year-old immigrant dishwasher at the Guacho Grill restaurant in Los Angeles to senior partner at the internationally acclaimed Wolfgang Puck Fine Dining Group. Throughout his career at Wolfgang Puck, Alex oversaw the operations, training, and recruitment of the group's fine dining restaurants worldwide. Alex has played a critical role in developing culinary concepts that have attracted widespread praise, including several Michelin stars. His teams inspire long-term loyalty and deliver results that are both sustainable and profitable. His passion for excellence is driven by vision, strategy, and hard work. He started the Hierophant Hospitality Group as his next bold venture to continue the pursuit of creating extraordinary Epicurean experiences. His commitment to excellence and loyalty are evident in his 30-year career in the hospitality industry. Alex has been married to his wife, Ruth Pinkus, for 45 years. They have two sons, Nick, 41, and Dylan, 32, along with grandson Leo and granddaughter Frankie. And now my conversation with Alex Resnik. Alex, welcome to the show.
Amazing, beyond a dream to be here with you. I mean that. It's great and to be part of something just meaningful for our community like your show.
Well,
great.
Thank you very much, Alex.
An honor.
Thank
truly.
you. Hey, was the introduction okay? Everything was okay on the introduction?
Too good. You made me sound and you made me look better than I really am in reality. So thank you for that.
Absolutely, Alex. Thank you. By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Same to you.
Hey, I'm just wondering, all those years that you worked with Wolfgang Puck and all the restaurants and stuff, did you guys make a big deal out of St. Patrick's Day, or was it just another day?
It was. I think that it depended a lot on geographics. Where is that? I mean, didn't mean much to do it at Spago Istanbul, for example. Those guys didn't have any connection to it. But in the Vegas restaurants, sometimes in the LA restaurants, in particular the ones in downtown LA, there will be festivities about it.
You'll find some corned beef and cabbage or something like that. Some Guinness beer and all.
And I'll tell you one thing. Wolfgang can cook anything he wants. Nobody cooked for me ever in my life like he did.
Wow.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I will name you all the best chefs in the world. You tell me Wolfgang cooked me probably the best Jewish meal because we used to do Passover at Spago in Palo Alto.
You did, right.
A Passover dinner.
Yeah.
His culinary magic is unparalleled. So you want corned beef, he will make you the best corned beef ever.
Yeah.
He touches, he's magical.
Yeah.
Touches something, turns this microsome into something that it becomes delicious.
Right. All right. So speaking of that, my wife she loves the Academy Awards, and she was watching them this past Sunday, and she knew I was going to be interviewing you today, and she said, by the way, Mark, Wolfgang Puck caters all of those Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Is that true? How many years has he been doing that?
Only 32.
32 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
32 years doing the Academy Awards, the Governor's Ball.
Did you ever get involved in the Academy Awards?
No. He tried many times.
Yeah.
Many years. Tried to get me to do it. And trust me, there is no glamour on. It's a lot of work.
Right.
And I said, Wolfgang, I'll watch it on TV. Thank you. I'm fine at home, having some cool food there, a nice bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I don't need to be. I don't need to do it live. I can do it from home.
So do me a favor, all right? The next time you talk to Wolfgang, tell him you met a guy recently that worked at the serving table at the Pasta Pazzula at Washington School, and he would love to come down and he'll help you with and he doesn't want any money. I'll pay for myself to come down but I want to work the table. I want to work a serving table with all those great chefs.
We'll work on it,
right?
Yeah, you gotta pass the vetting from FBI and all that stuff.
I'm ready for that.
All right,
Okay.
make sure that you have a clear path of conduct in the past, though.
Not even a traffic ticket. Okay.
Not even.
Okay. All right. Are you ready to get this show on the road here a little bit? We got a lot to talk about.
Let's go.
Okay. So I'm so interested in your journey, as I said in the intro, that you came here from Buenos Aires, and excuse me for my pronunciation, at 28 years old. You don't know a word of English, and you get this dishwasher's job at the Guacho Grill restaurant in Los Angeles. West Hollywood. And continue. So why don't you tell our listeners that story? It's a tremendous story. It's a great inspiration.
Well, we were in a lot of financial strains in Argentina.
Uh-huh.
Most self-created. You can always blame the country.
Right.
I wouldn't blame the country. I like to look in the mirror often and see what I'm doing is not working, and in particular, what's not working more than what's working. And didn't find my path. We decided to move to LA because my brother-in-law was there.
You were married at this time?
I was married,
okay.
Yeah. I got married in 1981. Started with my wife. Journey, the most beautiful journey of my life. We started dating on 78. And moved to LA and no skills. I am Mr. No Skills, I would say,
Okay.
Mr. Failure and Mr. No Skills. And my wife has a great path in education. Decided to move to LA. Couple of days, we flew to LA on a Saturday. On a Thursday, I'm in downtown Buenos Aires buying shoes. And I told the salesman that I'm moving away from Argentina into new ventures in America. I leave the store, and a lady runs after me and says, I couldn't help it but to hear your story. You're moving in a couple of days to LA. Yeah, I need a favor. My son, my daughter, they live there. And would you mind bringing some shoes for them? Very Argentinian. I said, sure. That's the typical Argentinian openness and hospitality, solidarity. Yeah, sure. I think she brought 6 pairs of shoes for their kids. And then when she brought the shoes to our house to put in the luggage, she goes, by the way, they just opened an Argentinian restaurant in LA. Maybe they can help you if you need any help with work or whatever. I called these guys when I arrived in LA. We met, and in the meantime, I was doing a little work with my brother-in-law in computers, just to get my life started. He was in the translation business. This is 1989 now.
Yeah.
I meet with those 2 Argentinians, brother and sister, bring the shoes, meet them at their restaurant, who became an instant sensation. Not fine dining, casual.
Right. Right.
And they go, anything we can do for you? I said, well, I need a job. What do you do? Nothing. You speak English? No. You have a career? No. A diploma, education, accounting, hospitality business, school, something. No, didn't go to school. But I need to work.
Yeah.
Come back next week. Same time, we'll meet. I show up with white pants, white beautiful shirt, and a green vest.
A green vest.
A green vest.
Okay.
And they look at me all in white. They laugh. And I said, "What's so funny? Let me show you to your office." And they took me to the bathrooms. That's where you're starting. So I was proudly to be a dishwasher for a while, few months. And then my drive, there was something that I saw on this country that I still value, regardless of who's in power, who's in Washington, which administration, which is the opportunity and the reward for hard work and the generosity. And I'm very grateful, Mark, to America. Gave me a life that I never dreamed I was going. I know I worked very hard for it.
Right.
But the soil, the land, gives it to you. Says, hey, you know what? Throw seeds, something will grow.
We have the land of opportunity.
And I think, I don't want to get into politics. It's important to remember that, who we are. We're still a generous, open country, regardless of current circumstances.
Yes.
It's a value that we cannot forget. And I will remain grateful all my life. So from there, I started, then I moved to make salads, work on the grill, was a cashier, a host, a floor manager. And then after 1 year, I became the director of operations, opened 8 new places for them.
8 new places.
Yeah, in Glendale, Pasadena, Studio City, Santa Monica, Brentwood, Irvine, 2 in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And I became the vice president of operations.
Amazing. Are they still around?
I'm still in touch with them.
Yeah.
The company's not. I think they sold it, and many of the restaurants disappeared.
Okay.
There are a few probably left.
Right.
But the Adolfo, I'm very close in touch with Adolfo.
Yeah.
The owner.
So after 9 years, you decided to move on, or what?
They were not inclined to give me a partnership.
Boy, after all that hard work.
Yeah, I don't judge.
Right.
I just simply said, I need to build something on my own then. Mm-hmm. And then Mr. Failure, my Mr. Failure side came to life abruptly and beautifully. And I spent family money and our own money that we put together for the first time in 10 years. We put a little savings, and I lost it in 1 year.
This is a great story, but this is a great
Best
story
part of my life.
Yeah, I know. When we spoke last week, you mentioned that.
I don't know if my wife will agree with that.
Probably not. But I want you to tell the story because there's a lesson in that for everybody. Go ahead and tell the story of your restaurant.
I had a great location and opened something that was really great, but there was no business plan. There was no true vision, no consistency. And at one point, unpreparedness will come and cash on you and make you pay the price. And I had a little Ferrari in a great part of LA, in Brentwood, and I lost it in 1 year.
You had a steakhouse.
A steakhouse called Porter's.
Right, in Brentwood, which is a very
affluent,
exclusive, affluent neighborhood, right?
Affluent neighborhood.
Yeah, and after a year, you lost it.
I lost it on my own making.
Right.
No excuses. I screwed up.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I failed, but I believe that somebody put that hurdle. Life. I'm not something religious. Life put that hurdle, one more test to make sure that I was ready to enter a successful part in my career.
Yeah.
And put me to a test, not about the success of my own venture, about my reaction, about the failure of my first new venture. And I think I passed the test. I'm proudly to say that life said, let's see what you're made of. And I proved that, well, my wife, as I told you when we met, ashes became the phoenix, and she put the ashes together and brought me back to life.
What a great description.
Incredible woman that I have the luck and the honor to share my life with. And then I made failure the reason to be successful.
Would you mind, before we get into Wolfgang, I want you to tell a little story, though. While you were working, Wolfgang, your bio, they had something in your bio, and you read your bio, and you said, hey, you forgot to put some. Can you tell that story?
The PR agency was putting our bios together years ago, and they sent me the draft to check and correct and approve. I said, this bio is wrong. Well, it says there you're a football fan, born in Buenos Aires, your parents, what you did in Buenos Aires, you were an actor, and a big fan of River Plate, the club from Argentina. It's all there.
Right.
Yeah, but it's missing the most important part, which is that my failure with porters. I had porters. It has to be documented that I had it and I lost it. Not that it failed, that I failed. That needs to be, there's no shame on failing.
Right.
There's no...
You got to get back up.
But you got to get back up. Yeah. And I rejected the draft. I said, you need to insert, but it's not going to look good. I said, it's the opposite. It's going to make me look very good.
Mm-hmm. Honest man.
Honest man.
Transparency.
And it's a lesson for other people. And I believe that life, Mark, is a constant pass of torch. And many people did many things for me. Yeah. We talk about my wife, my brother-in-law, her brother is like a brother to me. Another one that rescued me from ashes, an incredible human being, my brother-in-law, Claudio. An incredible human being, which I owe my gratitude for life. So when people do things for you that made an impact, it's your responsibility to pass it to others.
Yeah. I just think that's a great story about the steakhouse and the failure, and that you recognize it and that, okay, get back up and let's move on.
That's it.
Right. Terrific. Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So you worked with, I want to make sure I have this right, you worked with Wolfgang for 24 years?
Yeah.
And opened about 44 restaurants?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
casual, a few casual, and then mostly fine dining.
Yeah. How did you meet him? I mean, so you left the Guacho restaurant, the Guacho Grill, right? You opened your restaurant, your steakhouse, didn't go well. So go on from there. I mean, now where does Wolfgang enter your life?
I was without work for about 4 months. Couldn't get a job. I remember a meeting at the Corner Bakery in Woodland Hills, where we lived, having an interview and getting a call back. An interview for a dishwasher position.
Oh, my goodness.
And I got rejected.
Oh.
And desperation times sinking. It was very, very rough. And then at the same time, a great bar lounge in Beverly Hills approached me for a job. And at the same time, a family member, all-time investor with Wolfgang, got me a meeting with Wolfgang at Spago in Beverly Hills. And we met, he said, I tell them my story. He said, there might be an opportunity at Spago Palo Alto that was open at that time for a little over a year. But you need to meet with my business partner and the director of operation, which was just hired in that location. So I flew to Palo Alto, to San Jose, and I interviewed with all of them. And they made me wait for like an hour and a half. And then the managing partner with Wolfgang comes to me, this guy Tom, and says, he's still with them, and goes, you know what, Alex? Here is your offer letter. You're either very good for what you do, or the biggest bullshitter that this industry have ever seen. And he gave me the offer letter. This is late '98, and then I rejected the position in Beverly Hills, and I moved to Palo Alto.
From Woodland Hills up to Palo Alto.
Yeah, and my wife moved like 6 months later.
Yeah. How did you eventually come to Burlingame then?
Palo Alto bartender, Spago Palo Alto bartender, can't remember his name now. I think he lives in Napa now. Okay. And the executive chef at that time, he passed away, Michael French. I was looking around Palo Alto, and I was looking also for good schools for the kids. Mm-hmm. One elementary, the other one on high schools.
Right.
And they said, have you checked Burlingame? I said, what? What? What is that? Burlingame.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, Burlingame is right by the airport.
Uh-huh.
Great community, great schools, great reputation. So I came to visit. And my wife came, as I told you, talking over the payphone by the tennis courts.
Yeah.
The payphone cabin.
By the old rec center.
The old rec center, right by the Lions.
Yes, the Lions Club.
Lions Club.
Yeah.
Building. Remember, we used to have payphones in.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, I called my wife. I said, you need to decide when you come if this is what you want, but I think this could be the neighborhood. We even have, another time, Molly's just open.
Right.
Your Molly's.
Right, Molly's
Your
Stones.
legendary, you legend of the legendary. You are the legend of the legendary.
Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. All right.
And I said, we even have a great, brand new kind of boutique market. Non-conventional, no big name, that I think will be great, and the school look great. She flew in, loved it. I think she drove our old Nissan van, burgundy color. She drove it. And we met with real estate. And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
We've been in that house since June 1999.
That's terrific. And
Yeah.
you just recently, you remodeled it a few
Remodeled
years ago?
it 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Wolfgang Puck and his restaurants and
Sure.
things, and then we're going to move to your group, okay?
Okay.
And I'm not sure how to pronounce some of the names of his restaurants, so help me on this.
Yeah.
What are the differences between Spago and, is it Mersois?
Merois.
Merois. And I just said cut. C-U-T, cut. Yeah. Are they different? Different venues, different menus?
They are different visions, different menus, and they made different impact. In my humble opinion, Wolfgang is my opinion. Some of the listeners will disagree with me. Wolfgang invented unpretentious, almost like a table checker, tablecloth, plastic chair, fine dining into a cool, fun, easy peasy experience. And he did that with Spago concept. Then he became much more fine dining. He became a 2 Michelin star restaurant in Beverly Hills. But when he created the vision in Hollywood, where the old Tower Record store used to be, Sunset and Horn, right up the hill, he disintegrated, pulverized. That's a word, no?
Yeah.
He pulverized the notion of fine dining in a stiff, silent environment. And he created the concept of the open kitchen with Spago. Spago is a definition of farm to table experience. Then in 1983, way before Meroir, he opened Chinois, which is the fusion of Chinese and French in Santa Monica. 1983, that's still open. Spago, 1982, still open in Beverly Hills.
Is Spago, though, considered casual dining?
No, fine dining.
Fine dining.
But in a fun environment.
Okay, right.
But it's fine dining. It's not casual.
Miroir. Fine dining also?
Fine dining, Asian. But more important than Miroir was Chinois. Chinois on Main Street in Santa Monica is still open. Same location, same feel, same look, since 1983.
Man.
Incredible restaurant.
And these are all, again, fine dining.
Fine dining.
Okay.
Part of the fine dining group that I used to run with Wolfgang.
Yeah. What about Cut?
Cut, we opened Cut in 2006 at the Beverly Wilshire Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. And I believe, that we completely pulverized again a notion of a dark leather booth, burgundy colors, very masculine steakhouse into a cool, light, Richard Meier design, white walls, skylight, ultra cool rock, 70s, 80s rock and roll music into what was the new wave of steakhouses in America. We revamped, we turned into what the steakhouse concept used to be into something very chic, very cool, very modern, very contemporary.
Yeah.
And with the music, with the food, we reinvented an iceberg lettuce salad. We reinvented a shrimp cocktail.
Right.
We reinvented what type of beef we use. We brought beef from Japan, from Australia.
Or the Wagyu, I guess.
With the Wagyu, we used to, probably they still do, we used to buy whole cow, reserve cows for us in some of the prefectures from Japan. It was a revolution. And that earned 1 Michelin star. I think they still have it, though.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fabulous. What was your exact role with Wolfgang Puck? What did he expect you to do?
Take care of the guest. You know, titles is like cities. You know, I define a beautiful city by the spirit of the city, not just beautiful buildings. A restaurant, you go, you see the design, you go back to see that beautiful drape or tabletop or the floor once. You don't go back to a restaurant to see the walls. Everything needs to be filled up with essence. My role was a senior operations partner for the group. I was a full partner with Wolfgang.
Right.
But truly speaking, Mark, spiritually speaking, I was a concierge. I cater for guest needs. Alex, I remember once a very good friend from Bahrain, one of my closest friends. I was flying from Dubai to Dallas on Emirates. Wolfgang was waiting for me in Dallas to do an event at our Chinese restaurant in Dallas. I'm in the air, 35,000 feet high. A guest texts me. He goes, Alex, I need to get into Spago, Beverly Hills tonight. I said, sure. What time?
And you're flying to Dallas?
Yeah, I'm on the plane.
Right.
I'm texting him from the plane. He said, I said, when? He said, now. I said, Kamal, now it's 7:30 your time. Yeah. Okay, on a Friday. How many guests? 15. One of the most thought out reservations, frantic, crazy place in LA. Spago, Beverly Hills on a Friday night. Impossible.
Right, yeah.
I made few texts, no calls, texts from the team in there. We got him a table of 15 within 15 minutes.
Wow.
That is our job. The only thing that matters are the guests. If you ask me, what did you learn from Wolfgang? We can talk for days. But every time in, time out, the same learning lesson will come from my mouth. Take care of the guest. The only thing that matters are the guests. Yeah. That's it.
Does that go by that old saying, the customer is always right?
No, it's not the same.
Okay.
It's not the same. Caring for the guest means anticipation, means truly delivering no matter what. I mean, I still make reservation for guests at Wolfgang's restaurants now. The guests always right, not always, but the art of making your point with the guest when there is a complaint, when there is an issue, undercooked steak, meal too long, whatever the issue is, there's an art of how you deal with that. And it's all about generosity. Generosity from the heart. Because remember, Mark, maybe tonight you are going to eat at Stella. Mm-hmm. Stella should in imaginary way, closing your eyes, roll up for you and everybody else a red carpet every day. Every day that a guest put the food. Guests have choices. When they choose you, you better be grateful and make them feel your gratitude with humbleness. And that's what I teach staff.
Yeah. You know, you're not going to find that in a college book. You're not going to find that. No. That comes with time and experience and having a good mentor.
Great mentor and conviction of that.
Yeah.
I mean, your asset are the people that choose you.
Right.
Then great food, great drinks, great wines, good value for what you spend, but only matters how I treat you tonight.
Yeah. You know, a lot of restaurants obviously have good food, good drinks, good this, good that. But the reason why you go back is the service and the attention
Correct.
you were given.
Yes.
And if you had to wait, somebody might say, I'm sorry you had to wait so long. Or, you make sure that each guest feels very comfortable and welcome. It's like you invited them to your home.
Correct. Once a managing director for a very, very important Formula One team during a Grand Prix a few years back told me, said, Alex, I was still with Wolfgang. You know why I go to your restaurants? It's not the food. It's not the service. It's not the cocktails. It's not the wine. It's the way they treat me.
Mm-hmm.
And people, listeners, might say, well, I know this restaurant that they are always busy. They don't care that much.
Right.
I'm not, this is not a formula. This is I'm 66. This is the way I build my career.
Yeah.
And this is the way I build in my group. And this is called culture. What is the culture of your group? The culture of the Wolfgang Puck Group was all about the guest.
We're going to take a break. That's just wonderful. We'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
While we take this short break, if you are enjoying these podcasts, please give us a like, make a comment or a suggestion, and hit the subscribe button. These oral histories are ad-free and we are not monetized, nor wish to be. These interviews are just a fun way to connect our community. And now, back to the show. Okay, Alex, we're back.
Great to be back.
I wanted to ask you something earlier, actually in my very introduction, was you told me a wonderful story about how Wolfgang Puck created frozen pizzas with his name on there. Can you tell us that story?
Oh, that's, life with, I think that we life with Wolfgang includes interminable occasions by the dozens or the hundreds of travel together and listening to incredible stories of his, He used to play tennis with Gene Kelly.
Yeah.
The guy is integrated into Hollywood and that industry like nobody else. And when he had Spago in Hollywood in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
That restaurant was there from 82 to I think 96, if I'm not mistaken. Then they moved to Beverly Hills. One day, he opened that place. He became an instant Hollywood sensation. And Swifty Lazaroff used to do all the after Oscars parties there. I mean, it was the heart of Hollywood. That place was incredible. I was not with them at that time, but he once told me this incredible story of Johnny Carson,
Right.
Johnny Carson.
Mr.
Carson.
Nighttime.
Mr. Nighttime.
Yeah.
Used to go there a lot. And one day, Wolfgang is around the dining room, and he sees Johnny living with boxes, resemble like pizza boxes. And Wolfgang went after him, and he used the F word. He said, "What the F are you doing, Johnny? What are you doing?"
He used the F word.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But he said, "What the are you doing? What's in the boxes?" He said, "Pizzas." "What are you doing with my pizzas?" "Well, they are not your pizzas. I pay for them. They are my pizzas." "Well, what are you going to do with those pizzas?" "I'm taking them. I freeze them. When I want to eat them, I warm them up and I eat them. They stay in the freezer until I want to eat them. Yeah. And now, goodbye." And he turned around and Johnny stormed out of Spago. And then he thought, this guy is using my pizzas for a future dining whenever he feels like having a pizza. So why not do my
The
pizza
light went
frozen?
on. What a great story.
Yeah, great story. And And you need to remember when Wolfgang tells you a story, it's
I
something.
bet.
Oh,
Big details.
Oh no, and his Austrian accent.
Yeah.
Is, you people laugh at my Argentinian accent, imagining that Wolfgang used to, in the old days, he used to call me at Spago Palo Alto, and I will pick up the phone. He will check on me. I will pick up the phone and said, "Good evening, thank you for calling Spago Palo Alto. This is Alex, may I help you?" And he will say, "Is there anybody that speaks English there?" and I say, "Wolfgang, look who's talking. Look who's talking." The guy, we had a bonding of brotherhood that I think we both miss in a way, in a personal way.
So what you're saying is that even though you left him after so many years, he was okay with that? I mean, I wouldn't be okay, but...
I wouldn't say he was okay. He was shocked.
Yeah.
Because I think that we both imagine, and many times I publicly said that this is my last stop.
Right.
But then my current partner, Tato, came into my life, and now I'm saying Tato needs to be my last stop. But I think he was pretty shocked when I decided to move on. But I'm built that way. I'm built out of loyalty, but also the constant desire of, is there one more layer for me there waiting in life, in my professional life? Is this something there that is calling me? And shall I pay attention to that?
And you did.
I did.
And we're going to talk about the group in a minute. And we're going to talk about the world-famous bartender, mixologist, whatever way you want to say.
He's a rock star.
And I'm going to try to say his name, and you're going to help me.
Yes. We'll practice together.
Tato Giovannoni. I got it close. Giovannoni.
I didn't clap because you told me be careful with the mic. If not, I would have clapped on the table. Great job.
We'll talk about Tato and your venture with him in a moment, because I just have a couple of more questions about. We talked before we started recording about the pandemic is 1 year today. I mean, I'm sorry, 6 years today. 6 years today, so an anniversary. How did you guys survive that? How did the company go on during that pandemic? I mean...
Well, first of all, I remember, as I told you off mic, I remember exactly. We were with Wolfgang at Cat, New York, packed dining room, and suddenly everybody started getting alerts in their phones that the COVID has erupted.
Right.
And I remember the dining room empty in a matter of minutes. And people needed to catch flights back, including Wolfgang and I caught the first flight out the next morning back to California.
Yeah.
Prior to that, in February, I was traveling from Dallas to Istanbul via Milan, in Italy. And you know what, Mark? I remember getting off the plane in Milan, and I needed to change terminals to connect to my flight to Istanbul. This is February, like a month before the war exploded. Because if you remember, Milan, one of the first places that the COVID variants from China touching Bergamo, Milano, in the north of Italy.
Right, Italy had a lot of issues to begin with.
Yeah, so I get off the plane in Milan, and you get to a hall where either you go to the bagaggio, to the exit, right, to collect your luggage, or you go to other terminals. And I remember seeing people with mask and stations taking your temperature. And I was thinking, what are these guys doing?
Right.
What's going on? What's weird? So they took my temperature, and then they direct me to my new terminal to take my next flight. that advanced I was. As a company, we all took pay cuts. Restaurants were closed. We all took our salaries off. And then when we were able to slowly reopen, I reopened Cat New York with a chef, a manager at the Four Seasons in downtown. And I moved there for 3 months to reopen Cat New York on the street.
On the street.
There was only outdoor dining.
Like the parklets then we had here in Burlingame?
Yeah, on the sidewalk.
Right.
On the sidewalk, we put tables. And I was the only guest at the hotel. I stayed in an empty hotel for 3 months.
Yeah.
And
gosh, you were 3 months away from home.
Yeah, during COVID, yeah. And the company prioritized the employees' well-being and salaries, and be able to keep the level of product. We never compromised on product. We didn't do it during the 2008 financial crisis, neither COVID. Employees first, and also, of course, public safety, but also we put all our resources on securing the best product to reopen our restaurants. But basically, we stay home for months, even though after 2 months into COVID, 3 months, I was starting to travel again. I traveled during COVID. I celebrated, I told you, a birthday during COVID in 2021.
Yeah, your wife called you and said
that was before.
Okay.
That was my 50th birthday.
Yeah, 50th.
Yeah,
yes.
My 61st
yes.
birthday, I'm 66. That's 5 years ago. I'm 66 now. I celebrated on a plane with 7 other passengers, Cairo, Frankfurt, San Francisco in a Lufthansa flight, and they all sang for me happy birthday.
Right.
With a little champagne and a little piece of cake there. But empty airports and no lounges, and my layovers were 7, 8, 9 hours.
Yeah. Did it take about a year for things to get rolling again then, or what? Or longer?
Longer. I think that, remember how incredible it is that the entire world comes to a standstill.
Yes.
And I reopened one by one every restaurant.
Yeah, that's great.
And I was part of it.
Great story. I remember that back during that time, they seemed like the only places that were busy were grocery stores and pizza parlors, right? People getting pizza, but everybody learned how to bake and do puzzles.
I remember the lines at Molly's, at your Molly's outside, around the corner with the marks 6 feet apart.
We had senior citizen morning and all that.
Yeah. Stand there.
Yeah. This is about you, not about me right now, okay? So
we had a community here.
Absolutely, we did have a community. On your Instagram, you have posts, from all over the world. Amazing. How many countries have you been to?
Dozens of countries. I mean, privately traveling for leisure and work, 60, 70.
That's incredible.
50, countless.
Yeah.
And at one point, this is a colorful piece of information. At one point, I was running restaurants on 11 time zones. So somebody was sleeping, somebody was serving, somebody was closing, somebody was opening, somebody was doing menu changes while somebody is on vacation. I mean, you're talking about 11 time zones.
Your head is spinning, man. That's crazy.
Oh, my God. Yeah. But never with stress.
Yeah.
I never had stress. I just loved what I did and what I do now.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I keep going. Just adore what I do.
Yeah, I know. Give me a second. I'm going to get to your group in a moment. I got one more question, or two more maybe, about your time with... Well, I'm sure it hasn't changed much, but when you're away from the family, what's the average time you're away?
If I'm opening a project, probably 3 months.
Wow.
If when I opened Istanbul, I was away for 4 months. When I opened Budapest, was away for 4 months. I opened London 4 months, 5 months. I opened Singapore 4 months that I'm living in the place.
Was there any time for Ruth to come visit you during those times?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Or I will go home and come back.
Got it.
Regular travel for what we call maintenance of operations. Usually, I don't like to visit a place, stay for 3 days and go, because you don't make an impact on the guest. Your presence in the dining room, 3 days is nothing. Neither you can do a training or help change a menu. So I like substance visits, meaning I never go to a place for less than 10 days. And I usually, with Wolfgang, I will put together 3-4 restaurants and travel for 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time. Come home for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks maybe, then back on the road again.
Boy, Ruth is a saint.
She's a
saint.
She's a saint in
and
every definition of the word that any of the listeners can find would fit my wife.
Yeah, terrific. Let's talk about the Hierophant Group.
Yeah, perfect. I've
been practicing.
Your pronunciation is better than mine.
Okay, and your relationship with Tato, the world famous bartender, top 50 in the world or something like that. Yeah, great stuff. What does Hierophant mean?
It's a card from the tarot.
It's a card from the tarot?
Yeah. When you throw cards about, and mostly means humanity qualities.
Okay, can you explain that a little bit?
I think that we stand for certain ways of honesty and transparency in our projects. Tato is a very spiritual person, including his religious belief. I'm not. I'm more spiritual than religious belief. And I think that we do a lot of things based on energy and what the energy means for the place where we are opening a project. And the card from the tarot addresses spirituality in a big way.
Who came up with the name?
Tato, of course.
How did you meet Tato?
I took Wolfgang to Buenos Aires, to my beautiful Buenos Aires for the first time.
Yeah.
In 2018. We didn't meet personally then, but we connected because his publicist did all the PR for our visit to Argentina. We went to his flower shop bar.
Great. Tell us about that flower shop bar.
Yeah, the Tato opened that in 2013, a bar called Florería Atlántico in Buenos Aires.
Say it one more time.
Florería means flower shop.
Right.
Atlántico. Atlántico is Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
Why Atlántico? Atlántico because Florería tells a story through drinks and food of immigration currencies that came to my country through the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
And
Tato's Italian, correct?
Tato comes from Italian descent.
Yes, yeah. All right, tell me about the flower shop bar, because it's a great story.
Well, I wish Tato would be here telling you, because he also is great to tell a story. Tato was looking for something that is very improbable to find in Buenos Aires, which is a basement.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. No basements.
No basements. He found a basement in this very chic, very Parisian part of town. Used to be a bar there. Ended up in very bad relationship, that former bar, past bar, with the neighbors. Tato has a street level area and the bar underground. He decided to pay a tribute to the neighborhood by opening a flower shop.
So the bar was underneath. There was a bar there to start with?
Yeah.
Okay.
But a mess on the streets, people smoking, yelling, nobody controlling that, disrupting the neighbor's life. Tato wanted to repair that and said, you know what? I want to beautify this place. I'm going to do something that the neighborhood will say, this is beautiful. And he opened a flower shop. And underground, there is a bar.
What vision?
So now, check this out.
Yes.
Florería Atlántico, Buenos Aires, is only one of 6 bars in the world that are called Legends of the List on the World 50 Best list. Only 6 bars in the world.
Wow.
And Florería is one of them.
Of one of the legends.
And we have one in D.C. now.
Where, in Georgetown?
In Georgetown.
Yeah.
On Wisconsin Avenue.
Man.
And Tato we got love at first sight with them, to the point that without knowing him, we put a tour of Florería Atlántico at Wolfgang's restaurants as a pop-up. We did 4 or 5 pop-ups together.
What do you mean by a pop-up?
A pop-up, we turned our bars at different Wolfgang's restaurants into Florería Atlántico.
That's great.
We did it in Singapore, we did it in New York, and we did 2 in LA.
Do you let people know that you're going to be doing that, or do they just discover? Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And at one point, we were sitting at the bar at Cat Singapore, Michelin star restaurant for a long time. Cat in Singapore, at Marina Bay Sands. I opened that in 2010, 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And we were together hanging out, and we both say almost at the same time, we got to do something together. And it was time for me to take the call from life about the next layer in my humble legacy and do something new with my Argentinian roots.
And yet you could have stayed with Wolfgang. And, and I don't want to say had it made. There was still hard work, but you wouldn't have to worry. You know what I mean?
No. I had the job for life.
As long as you wanted.
Yes.
But then you had this calling. It's time to do something extra. Again.
Some conscious.
Yeah.
Some part of something.
And you were what, 64, 65 years old?
I was, when I started talking with Tato, I was 62.
Yeah.
And I left when I was 63.
Yeah. A lot of times guys retire at that particular age, and you decided I'm going to jump into something else now.
And that is taking me full time.
Yeah.
And, but I have now a bit of a limit on how far I want to go at this rhythm.
Right.
Never retire.
Never retire.
Never retire.
Back off a little bit.
Back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Cut off a little bit of travel.
Yeah. Would you describe your group as an ownership group or more of an idea and vision group? Do you own these bars and things like that? How does that work? Tell me a little bit about that.
We are a hospitality group, and we have projects that we own.
Okay.
With a group of investors.
Yeah.
And we have projects that we do what is called a license and management agreement.
Yeah.
With hotels, for example, or other groups, but mostly hotels.
How do you find business? How do you drum up your business? How do you find these projects?
Because I was as I told you earlier, ask me to define service. Right place, at the right time, in the dining room.
Yeah.
That's service.
Yeah.
Being at the right place at the right time. How do I get the connections that open doors? The right place at the right time.
Yeah.
meaning I live my life in the dining rooms of the places. I did it with Wolfgang, and I do it with my own group. You meet people, you go say hello, good evening, welcome, I'm Alex. Cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for being here tonight. Cannot thank you enough. And hold on, don't order yet. Don't order yet. I want you to try something. And I never met those people. And the chef will make some amuse à la minute to pay homage to the guests. Give my number. You need anything? You need a reservation in Bahrain? You call me. You are traveling to Argentina? You call me. Whatever you need, you call me. Alex, I need party of 5 on Saturday. And you know what? We own a hotel in Napa. Would you be open to do a venture with us?
And these are relationships that you established over so many years.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Crown princes, kings, prime ministers, ambassadors, people in the financial world, entrepreneurs, people that became my asset on terms of they not only they value how I treat them, also how I treat their guests. And seeing how we treat, how we treat other guests around.
How often, Tato's down in Argentina right now, isn't he?
No, he's in D.C.
Oh, all
flying
the time?
here tomorrow.
Oh, he's coming here to Burlingame or San Francisco.
Yeah.
Does he typically make his home in Argentina, though? Or is he Washington now all the time?
Now he's Washington, his hub.
How often do you guys, I'm sure you're texting or talking every day.
Yeah.
How often do you actually get together?
We don't have, I just got through knee surgery, so I cannot travel right now.
Right.
And we have important things going on for us, so he's flying. We try to do every year a mini retreat somewhere that we isolate ourselves from a business in a place where we don't have business, and we do it. Usually we try to do it in Italy because he loves Pietrasanta, where he wants to retire one day. This time, he comes tomorrow until Saturday to Burlingame, and we do our mini retreat. We cook at home, we talk, we drink, we write things, chaotic day. Hopefully we'll go out to dinner here in the hood. Café Figaro.
On Broadway.
Yeah. I'm going to take it to Café Figaro
that's great.
For dinner probably tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah.
I like that place.
Okay, I'm going to stop you just for a minute.
Okay.
You
Sorry.
Said you said you like that place.
I do.
Right. What's the first thing when you walk into a restaurant, any restaurant, not just Café Figaro, what do you notice first? What turns you on? What makes, what are you looking for?
Acknowledgement. Did they say hello? Wholeheartedly, genuinely.
Right.
With honesty. Say hello.
And that's what you try to teach too.
Cooks, if you get into our Brasero Atlántico, our Argentinian brasserie in D.C., when you walk in order to get to the table, it's a very open kitchen. You're going to see the cooks in your face. The cooks were trained to say hello.
That's great.
Okay?
That is great.
Mark, if you
that just feels like home.
If you come, I told you the other day, you and Peter Stevenson and your
my wife and his girlfriend
and Sarah hopefully will come. You guys will come.
Yeah.
Then when you're gonna come in, you're gonna see my smile side by side.
I'm gonna feel it
exploding out of my face.
Yeah.
With happiness to see you.
Yeah.
That's the way we need to feel if we really truly take a restaurant like our own home. When I go to Café Figaro, these guys always said hello. They overbook. I know it doesn't matter if I have a reservation, I have to wait. But, you see them on the trenches, working, trying to move the tables, making drinks, opening a bottle of wine, taking an order, engaging. And it's an honest wait. I make a reservation for 7. Usually I get seated probably at 7:30. But it's part of a fun, honest experience. Okay? And the food is good. They have a wine. Good. It looks like I'm giving a review of a restaurant.
And I love it. And I'm sure Café Figaro loves it. Absolutely.
I don't want to be respectful to anybody else in Birmingham. Just gave you an example of a place that
we have lots of great restaurants in Burlingame.
It's a great community. Yeah. Great community.
Yeah.
And the only thing that matters in community is support.
Absolutely.
And elevation. Support and elevation. And I'm proud to be a citizen of Burlingame.
I know you are. Your phone has been buzzing since we walked in here about an hour ago, and I know you've got things to do, but I got a couple of more questions. Are you okay with that? We got time, right?
We got about 20 minutes.
Great. Okay. I'll make this one easy. Well, easy for me to say, but I'm going to challenge you here a little bit. I'm curious of how what you do, like what a typical day is for you. Like say, you're getting these texts right now and you're going to answer some phone calls. Say somebody calls you up and says, hey, I'm interested in opening a bar in Miami Beach. Okay. You get that call at home here in Burlingame. What happens? You talk to this guy for a few minutes and then you book a flight to go to Miami. Walk me through a day.
When an opportunity comes, we listen.
Okay.
And neither Tato or myself commit until we talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we listen even without posing any questions. To listen. And then I'm going to think, if I know the place, if I know the area, then I'm going to try to close my eyes and imagine one of our projects there. If I don't know the area, I will probably do some research online because I don't like people selling me what they have. Just tell me what you have, keep it simple. Miami, Philly, Pittsburgh, Austin, Seattle, Indonesia, Jakarta, whatever that is. Tell me what you have, let me digest it, and then we'll continue.
Right.
I don't react emotionally.
Right. In other words, you're not going to get on the first plane out of here and go to Miami.
No.
You're going to research it.
I did it once.
Uh-huh.
I did it once. No once. Many times I did it with Wolfgang.
Yeah.
I had, that's how we opened Spago Budapest. I was in Bahrain. I got a call from people that own the big entrepreneurs, big wealthy family from Istanbul. They called me. They knew me from Spago Istanbul for years. They called me, said, Alex, we have this project in Budapest, this beautiful hotel that we are, it's an old palace that we are refurbishing. We'd love to have Spago. I said, send me the renderings. He sent it to me. I called Wolfgang, and then I said, Wolfgang, I smell that this is the real deal for us. It's a cool city. It's close to your country, neighbor of Austria. You can go to Vienna on a 2-hour train ride. Said, okay, go. So I get on a plane. That was December of 20, in middle of COVID, December of 2020. Because we opened up, that was my last shop. We opened July of 2021. This was December of 2020. I got on a plane. I almost missed my birthday again. I flew to Istanbul, to Budapest, saw the place, and then 45 days later, we signed.
Yeah.
The fastest contract we ever signed.
And then do you stay on to build the crew and the what
Everything.
the decor is going to look like? And
I designed the service handbooks.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Wow. You're like a walking atlas, a world atlas. You know that, with the maps and the countries and everything?
It's
you know, I don't think I would have known Budapest was like 2 hours away from Austria.
And it's interesting. Part of you can't treat. You want to open something in Burlingame, get to know Burlingame.
Okay.
History, community.
I'm going to give you an opportunity right now.
Okay.
I'm going to make you a real estate agent for a minute.
Okay.
Right? Tell me why let's say why would I want to live in Burlingame?
You know, always home for me is where my wife is, regardless of where it is. We found home in Burlingame. There is a sense of neighborhood. Closing the street in the summer to do a neighbor's party. You close the whole block. You drink, you have music. On Sunday, today's Tuesday. On Sunday, a neighbor that plays on the Dad's band at Washington, my son plays in that band too.
The Dad's band?
The Dad's band.
That played at the Pasta Pazula?
Yeah. My son played there. One of the guys of that band knocked on my door on Sunday, and he said, call me by my name. Said, Alex, my son wants to ask you something. Said, and he asked me for bottles, plastic bottles, to do an experiment. I'm 66. This guy is 20 years younger than me. He's young kids.
Right.
That tells you about the neighborhood.
Yep, it does.
There are great schools.
Yep.
There is it's a city that listens, sometimes too much for my taste. What the people say is, in my opinion. I discussed that with Peter Stevenson.
Right.
If you are listening, Peter, many times. He's one of my best friends.
He's a good man.
Great man.
Yep.
Love him. And we travel together a lot. And, you know, it's a place that you can call home.
Yeah.
Burlingame feels home.
It does, huh? And you've been all over the world.
It feels home.
Chances to live anywhere, probably.
You know, when you know that moment I'm about to leave an airplane, and you're waiting for the plane door to open, and you're the flight attendants are there, ready to let the door open and let the passengers out. And many times they ask me, because I know I'll tell you this in a second. They ask me, are you staying in San Francisco? No, I'm going home. Burlingame.
That's awesome.
I'm going home.
Yep.
I know a lot of, in United, I flew 3 million miles just in United.
How many?
3 million on United.
Man.
Once, you want to hear a funny story. I got to know a lot of flight attendants over the years.
I bet.
Between all the airlines, probably I flew close to 6 million miles.
Man.
3 million in United, 1.5 in American. Imagine the other airlines.
Yeah.
Flown miles, huh? But my wife wants me to write all these stories, but once I'm at the galley on a flight to Frankfurt, and flight attendant goes, Mr. Resnik, I was with Wolfgang. She goes, Mr. Resnik, how do you stay so fit?
Right.
You look good.
But
you
yeah,
look
for all the
fitted,
traveling,
you look fitted,
absolutely.
and I know what you do for a living.
Yeah.
And I said, because I fly United. And she goes, what do you mean? Because you stay fit? Because I don't eat your food. I fly United a lot. I don't eat your bad food, and I stay fit. And I hope there's no someone from United. This is years ago. It got better. It got better. If there is a listener from United, it got better. And she said, are you serious? I said, absolutely serious. Can I share this with upper management in Chicago? I said, absolutely. Like 10 days later, I got a call from the CEO. And said, I heard that you had a problem with the food on a flight to Frankfurt. And I said, it's incorrect. It's not a flight to Frankfurt. It's every flight that I take with United. And but she thought that was funny. Do a diet, fly United.
Yeah.
You want to lose weight, fly United.
Yeah, I don't fly. I fly United. I'm not going to eat.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
But the important thing is that starting with where my wife is and the kids are.
Yeah.
That's home. Burlingame is a beautiful spiritual place that I value, and I'm honored to be part of the community.
Yeah.
Hopefully, years to come, will make bigger contributions to the community than I've done due to working so much, and also good place to enjoy good food, good drinks.
I'm really glad we met, Alex. I'm really glad Peter Stevenson got us together like this.
It's an honor.
And before we close out, I'm going to just say your passion and your energy and your enthusiasm has almost made me want to go back to work, but I'm not going back to work. Okay? But it's infectious. I could feel it. I'm thinking because we share that same kind of passion, although I was never away from home. I was 5 minutes away from home. You were weeks away from home. But what a career.
Thank you.
It's just a fabulous career. And I want to thank you so much for taking like I said, your phone has been blowing up this whole time we've been here, and I don't want to keep you from business, but thank you for sharing your time with me today. What a great story.
Talent and resources, in my life are not the pillar, but remember, especially young people, the drive, the love, the passion, the desire to try to be as good as you can, whatever you choose to do.
Yeah.
And
great advice.
And remember, fall in love with failure.
Yeah, fall in love with failure.
Don't be afraid of failure.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Get right back up. Nothing to be ashamed about.
Nothing to be ashamed.
Yeah.
Actually, show it with pride.
Yeah. Which goes back to you putting it back in your bio, back in the days of early days of Wolfgang. Yeah.
And maybe one day we'll open something here.
You never know, right?
You never know.
Right.
Maybe one day we'll have to open a great bar.
I would love
here.
it.
Yeah.
And remember to tell Wolfgang that I want to come down and work on the line.
It's a promise. I'll try my best.
You got it.
Just make sure that your history with the FBI is clear.
It's clear, man.
When they vet you.
I'm in good shape right now. So, Alex Resnik, thank you so much for being here today.
Mark, in honor and a privilege and a great opportunity for me to connect with you and the community. So thank you.
Thanks, Alex. I'd like to thank Alex Resnik for being my guest today on A Burlingame. It's a small town podcast sponsored by the Burlingame Historical Society. Today's lesson or takeaway would be how Alex shared his restaurant's failure, but with his wife's encouragement, he rose from the ashes to go on and perform many successful projects over the years. By the way, Alex repaid in full all of the investors who lent him money to open his restaurant. He did not default on any loans. Thanks to my Minister of Podcasts, Mike Nagler, Executive Producer, Shelby Lucchese, Director of Marketing and Social Media, Adrian Lucchese, and original music by Bray. This podcast was created and hosted by Mark at the Mic and recorded on Tuesday, March 17, 2026, at the Burlingame Public Library. The Burlingame Historical Society copyrights this oral history, and no part can be copied and replayed without the written consent of the Burlingame Historical Society. Be sure to look for my next episode when my guest will be Mia Malhotra, an award-winning poet and member of the St. Paul's Episcopal Church Choir. So until next time, everyone, see you around Burlingame. It's a small town.